there might be a move that the Eagles might make, and a lot of speculation is coming through. To this certain player, that is Breshad Perriman, a former first-round pick drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2015. Okay. Did not live up to his first-round draft hype. He had all the speed. He had all the capability to be a top receiver in the league. Never really lived up to it. Okay, so 2016, he only had, 33 catches for 499 yards. 2017, he had 10 catches for 77 yards, so it's a huge drop. 2018, he was traded, or he was pretty much signed on a one-year deal to the Cleveland Browns. He only had 16 catches for 340 yards. But this year in Tampa Bay, last year in 2019, he had 36 catches for 645 yards. His first reception didn't come until week 11 versus the Saints on a 20-yard pass. And we're talking about Jameis Winston, of all quarterbacks, throwing him the football. Okay, he was pretty much the third wide receiver. That wide receiver core, had all over 600 yards. Had a really good group this year. Defensively, not great, but Tampa's got a lot to work on. Breshad Perriman was the third wide receiver. Lined up on the outside. Beating guys one-on-one. You see it. You watch it. 50-50 balls. Concentration on the football. Jumping up in the air. Just the concentration that he does have to get the football. And snatches it out of the air. Breshad Perriman is a good player. He showed up this year. What team is going to take a chance on him? What team could play it safe? Take a chance on Breshad Perriman. I like him. He looks good. He looks healthy. He looks fast. He looks determined. And he looks to be on an NFL roster as a starting receiver next year. In 2020. This year. I'm liking this. The Philadelphia Eagles could look at all the shiny names. All the brand new toys that are out there on the free agent market. You could look at Robbie Anderson. There's not, this free agent class isn't, explode at, this doesn't come, explode at you and say, whoa, this doesn't really excite you that much, this class, too much. It really doesn't. I think the Eagles have needs in this class. Breshad Perriman is not going to be expensive. You have guys like Robbie Anderson that's going to want $13 to $15 million a year. Breshad Perriman is 26 years old. He's going into his prime. He has a lot to showcase. I think he needs a new team. I think he needs to be locked in somewhere for 4 or 5 years. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a perfect fit for him. And there's news all over it that he should be a perfect fit. This is not why I made a video because I'm seeing Google reports. No, I'm making this video on receivers. I've been making videos on all the free agent receivers. Still sick, guys, as usual. Breshad Perriman has a lot to give to an NFL team. And instead of going out there and go getting a Robbie Anderson and go getting somebody of that nature, you could bring in a guy. You could bring in a guy like Breshad Perriman. Okay. He was in one Pro Bowl his whole career. He hasn't lived up to his hype early in his years. But I'm telling you right now, this could work. The Eagles could... How much are you going to be able to spend on him? You're not paying him that much money. Are you going to give him Are you going to pay him? Of course. Is it going to be top quality money? No. You're going off a season of 645 yards. But what he's worth inside as a player, the intangibles that he has are undeniable. I would go after Breshad Perriman in free agency. I wouldn't say get DeMarcus Robinson and get Breshad Perriman, and that's it. I think You should get Breshad Perriman, opposite side of Deshaun Jackson. Go into this draft. If you don't get Henry Ruggs, you don't get CD, you don't get Jerry Jeudy, you can get a good slot guy in this draft with a lot of speed. Because I think of CD being an outside. I think of Henry Ruggs being on the outside. Okay? You are to land a T. Higgins. You are to land a Justin Jefferson from LSU in the slot with Breshad Perriman on the outside, opposite of Deshaun Jackson. I think you have a really good football team. This is before I looked at all of this. This is a guy that's on the come up right now. To get him now in free agency, to get him this coming March in free agency would be perfect. You're going to call me crazy. Maybe we want to get all these guys, all these receivers in the draft in the early rounds are going to be fast. They're all fast guys, but you want to get the best guys. We know that. But realistically, if the Eagles weren't to give up any picks, if they were able to lay their hands on T. Higgins or Justin Jefferson, you put one of those guys in the slot. You forget DeMarcus Robinson in free agency. You sign Breshad Perriman, lock him up. You put him on the outside. You draft T. Higgins or Justin Jefferson. I mean, you could do either or. I mean, you could, if Ruggs actually came to 21 or he moved up a few spots and something happened, maybe Ruggs can be in the slot. I don't know. Switches could be made. But this right here, this is an upcoming player that's not going to be that expensive. He's going to want to get paid in free agency, but not like these other guys are going to get paid. No. You're coming off of a 645-yard season with 36 receptions, which is a good year for him. His best year ever. 145 yards better than his rookie year. This is another scenario that I do have that could work. Just imagine that. And just think about that. Breshad Perriman. It feels right. Thinking about Robbie Anderson, these other guys, I'm going to have a mixed bag about those guys. Breshad Perriman just feels right inside, like he's determined. He wants it. He wants to get locked up. He wants to be part of a family. He wants to be part of a culture. He wants to be part of a team to show appreciation to his skill set. And Breshad Perriman could become a Philadelphia Eagle. And if they sign him, I would be ecstatic. I would be happy. You go in this draft and you get a slot receiver like T. Higgins or Justin Jefferson. This could work. I know people aren't going to agree because they're going to want the flashy names. And you gotta think, guys. CD and Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy, I want those guys. If they're not there, they're not there. You sign Breshad Perriman, you get a guy like Justin Jefferson, you get a guy like T. Higgins to play in the slot, Deshaun Jackson on the other side, you could do some damage in this offense. All these guys are fast. Jerry Jeudy and Ruggs and T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, all these guys are fast. All these guys are fast. All these guys have good speed. Some guys have greater speed, but all these guys are going to play in the NFL, are going to start on NFL teams. You get Breshad Perriman on the outside. You draft T. Higgins. You put Justin Jefferson in the slot. You're going to have some trouble. Teams are going to have trouble. That's your speed for the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. Leave a comment in the comment section below what you guys think. It's a really good idea. I'm starting to change the feeling of how I feel about what I want. And if we sign this guy, I bet 3/4 of you are not going to be happy. Me, I'm going to be really happy. So, other than that, guys, I will see you guys later. Shake squat up. Fly, Eagles fly.